Viewers, good morning and welcome to this week's episode of The Mirror. I am your favorite host, and this morning with me on the show is the police public relation officer here in Rivers State, Nnamdi Omoni. I'll be talking about the recent upsurge violence in the state. I want to know what's the cause and what the police are doing about it for the safety of every resident person in Rivers State. Sir, you're welcome to The Mirror.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on the program, the maiden edition of my appearance here. Thank you.
It's good to have you. It's such a pleasure. It's like, you're one very hot cake that one needs to be running to catch up with, but it's good you're here this morning.
Thank you.
This morning, I'd like to know, there's this recent violent killings within the state recently, and it's so sudden, and I'm sure that everybody in the state and outside will want to know what is the reason.
Well, I will agree with you, somewhat that in recent time the state has been bedeviled with court clashes, court-related killings, arising from attacks from members of these notorious and proscribed court groups in the state, who seek for supremacy and wanting to control territories and dominate territories. Because that is essentially responsible for the fact that we've been able to dislodge them, we've been able to penetrate them, we have demystified them. They are on the loose because they don't have any stronghold anymore. So that's why they are doing what they are doing. They have also lost patronage of their sponsors and those who give them stipends. They are no longer patronizing them. So that is why you can see them being on the loose. And we are taking advantage of the fact that they are no longer coordinated. They are no longer maintaining a stronghold. We are arresting them. We are dealing with them.
Okay, so that means they've been arrested.
Yeah, we are arresting them. Some of them. Even 2 days ago at Rumolumene police station, we arrested four of the notorious cultists who have been terrorizing that community. We arrested 4 of them last month or so. We got 5 of them fatally wounded. I paraded them before the press. So we are dealing with them. Some of them are also being prosecuted. We are not leaving anything to chance in dealing with them appropriately. Okay,
now let's. There seem to be some areas in the town where the violence takes place. But which are those areas within the city or within the state that is more violent or more brutal for these people to operate?
Okay, the communities known for prone to these court-related activities are the Ogoni houses, the Ogoni dance, the Ogoni comprises the LGAs in the Ondo Ogoni.
Okay.
Here in Port Harcourt, to have Rumolumene, that's Ondo Biakpo.
Okay.
And then we also have pockets of such crises or such activities in Monghwalugu government area and the Kwere LGA too. These are basically the LGAs where these things are festering. So we have been able to identify your kingpins. We are dealing with them. Though we have the challenges of the traditional rulers not being able to share actionable and credible intelligence that can get these boys out, because we want to understand that some of these traditional rulers, got to where they are today, with the assistance of these boys. So they are finding it extremely difficult to come out to assist the police. But again, thank God that they've come out of their shell to assist us. In recent time, traditional rulers have come out, to assist the police. We'll be hearing about communities holding meetings, holding interfaces with the police, with a view to getting these boys and working with us to getting these boys out. So far they are prepared to work with us now, and I think that if they do that, then the problem would have been 50% solved.
Okay, now I don't know. Do you think that these killings, this gangsterism, are there any undertones? Are there somebody who, because I don't know.
Well, I agree with you. We have some sponsors
Okay.
We have they have sponsors. We have some persons who have been, some persons or group that have been identified to be responsible for these activities, sponsoring these boys. We have the politicians, in quote, the inordinate ones that seek political office by all means. So they empower these boys by any means whatsoever to ascend to power. So that is it, and we won't unveil their identities and deal with them accordingly. We have also discovered that some traditional rulers are fingered. They enlist the services of these boys to get to their thrones. So we are dealing with them too. In no time, they come up with parading high-profile traditional rulers and politicians responsible for these activities, or sponsoring these boys to engage in this carnage.
Okay. I want to believe that the police have some strategy they are putting in place to minimize or crop this activity.
Yes, we have. We on assumption of duty as the 39th Commissioner of Police, the CP of the command, CP Usman Ebele, he was hit by this tragedy, the tragedy of the resurgence of court activities. So he tackled it headlong.
Okay.
He went back to the drawing board and came up with crime control measures, potent measures that are curbing these activities. One is, of course, it's not headed for us to begin to say them on air.
Yeah.
But because our strategies are discreet, they're behind the scene. But for whatever it is worth, I just want to let the world know that we have drawn up measures, adequate measures that will contain these boys, and in no time they will be history.
Now, these boys or men, are their age average?
Yes.
What average?
2 days ago, we arrested 4 of them. 4 of them, the age brackets of 19 to 21.
Seriously?
So these are just the ones giving us this problem. 19, 20, 21. That's just at age, not 25, they're not 23, they're not 30, 20.
Children.
So they're all kids, small children they are. So, and that's why if you ask them why, they don't even have any cogent reason to give why they should belong to these cult groups. They see it as pastime, they see it as a leisure, as an hobby. They want to belong. And some of them are inducted, unknowingly, unconsciously. They just find themselves as being members of these groups. And the next thing they do, after graduating from being a court member, the next stage is to go into criminality. They go for kidnapping, they go for armed robbery. So
yes. I had a guest on the show sometime. We talk about bullying, and he said if bullying is not being curtailed or being handled at that age, like it could lead to criminality. Now, I also had a guest talk about drugs. Now, do you think drug could lead this to, or could also be a part of this?
Yes, I agree with you completely. They go into drugs. They go into when they graduate, they start from smoking cigarette, the ordinary conventional cigarette, they smoke cigarette. They graduate from smoking cigarette to smoking Indian hemp. They go from there to take tramadol and all kinds of drugs, that will give them, some kind of
morale.
Yes, morale effrontery that they can even jump from this house. So, without knowing the consequences. So that is it, and that's why we are synergizing with the drug law enforcement. We are synergizing with them. They've been helping us. We've been arresting, and they've been prosecuting. For when we arrest, we transfer to them, and they've been dealing with these drug peddlers and the children that abuse these drugs. We've been dealing with them. So then we are underage. Or then we arrest up to 14 years. Take them to areas where they should be, special care centers and rehabilitation centers.
Yes, because in the course of this mirror searching, we searched out a rehab center in Port Harcourt here, and she told us that it's not just about the tramadol or codeine, that there is this one they do now, the lacacera and the tom-tom.
Yes.
They insert tom-tom into lacacera and they take it and they let it dissolve, and then it gets them high. There are a whole lot of other things now.
Lacacera to tom-tom.
Yes. Okay. even up to the Maggi we use in cooking. These children, they go as far as they discover a lot of things now because the tramadol and the codeine is no longer at the disposal. So they now look for other means. They inhale a lot of things and all that and all just in the name of the want to be high. But is the police working alone, or you have other security agencies working with you?
Like I said, we have a very wonderful synergy amongst the security agencies in the state. The Army, the Navy, the road safety, the civil defense, the drug. We are all working harmoniously because our mandate in the state is to prevent crime. If crimes are committed, to arrest and prosecute the offender. So when we arrest, for instance, if we arrest drug peddlers or those abusing the drugs, we arrest and transfer them to the drug law. And so where they take appropriate action, they can either charge to court or take to rehabilitation centers. The Army has been wonderful. Each time we seek the assistance, they come aid us for a joint patrol to raid the criminal spots and the hideout. So the synergy so far has been wonderful. And we encourage you to continue so that, because without you we cannot fight crime conclusively.
No, thank you so much. Thank you, I mean, for everybody who is putting hands together to make sure that we have a safe place in Rivers State here now. Like I had some challenges this morning with my show because of the rain and all that. Now, does the police have any constraint in tackling this menace?
Yes, I'm afraid our constraints are enormous. You know, they are enormous. They are daunting. We have challenges, manpower challenges, for instance, is staring us in the face. Lack of logistics, that is also staring us in the face. And above all, the uncooperating attitudes of some of these communities who have refused to come forward to share actionable intelligence that can lead to the arrest of these boys. So these are our challenges. And I do know that, like I said, fighting crime is not a sole proprietorship. It's a business that everybody must be involved in. Corporate bodies, individuals, all hands must be on deck to be able to fight this common enemy. So I want to once again call on well-meaning individuals, stakeholders in the security business to come together, see the police as their own, and work with the police to get these boys out of circulation.
Thank you so much, viewers. We're going on the quick break now. When we come back, we are still with the PPRO to tell us more on this show. Let's go over to the next side. Viewers, you're welcome back to the show. Like usual, we finished with our breakfast and we're back at the sitting parlor. Let's continue. If you're just joining us, this is the Mirror with Beauty Benjamin, and this morning we've been talking to the Rivers State Police Public Relations Officer Nnamdi Onemine, talking on the issue of the recent killing in the state, the gangster war going on in the state, and it's been very interesting because help is here. Now, sir, welcome back to the show again. Now, I want to believe that this group of people, are they all residents or are they all indigenes of River State?
No, they are not at all. They are not, because even when we profile them, for instance, the 4 counties that were arrested on 2 days ago, you know, one is from Edo State, the other one is from Abia State. Okay. And then two others, one of Bakri and Andon, respectively. So they are not all from River State. They go outside to the. Of course, the River State is a place host to a lot of ethnic nationalities. You know, so they are here. Some of them, their parents came here genuinely to do their lawful businesses. But their children in turn are doing different things altogether. So they are not all from River State. And we also, by investigation, discovered that during the elections, that some of them infiltrated the state, from the outside the.
Okay.
Infiltrated the state. So we are dealing with them, and we have asked them. The CB has read the right act to them of either repenting, relocating, or they will face justice. So I think, they've started relocating, as a matter of fact. Okay. They've started relocating because the key things we are tracking them even outside the state. They've left the shores of River State. So that goes to show that the war is yielding results. Because they are living, we've taken the war to them, we've dislodged them, we've demolished and destroyed more than 10 camps,
Wow.
both at the creeks and even in the farmlands and the forests. We've been able to do that. So we have destroyed them. They don't have any hiding place in River State. So they are all living to where they came from.
Okay. Now, was there any kind of warning before?
Well, we have always warned them because, for instance, when the IGP ordered that arms should be retrieved from persons who are illegally possessing them, we embarked on a sensitization tour of all the 23 LGAs in the state. We went to them, local government by local government, town hall to town hall, and we sermonized, we preached to them. Some of them willingly turned in their arms, and even when the window closed, some of them were still bringing their arms. Even yesterday, somebody called me that a certain boy called to say that he was prepared to turn in his arms. Fine and good. If he's afraid of coming to the headquarters to submit it, he should go to his family chief. His family chief will in turn go to his paramount ruler, from paramount ruler out to the local government or CDC. Anybody, you may not come to see you, we don't need to see you, but bring what we need is your arm. So, and they promised to do so. Even the boy I spoke with the 2 days ago has promised to abide by what I've told him.
Okay.
So we're still expecting them to bring in their arms,
okay,
or the law will catch up with them.
Okay. Your intelligence gathering, are they very effective?
Very, very effective. Because, for instance, on what has been happening on these West roads, when we discovered that when our physical presence was not because they were monitoring us very closely, so we had to go back to the drawing board to come up with intelligence. So we're using intelligence now to penetrate them. That's why I said our handicap was the unwilling attitude of the communities. But now that they're willing, we have deployed men of the plane close to these areas and been fishing them out unannounced. And we're dealing with them unannounced.
Now, the guns they use now, we're about wrapping up now. The guns they use now, there must be source where they get these guns from. Do you have any way of getting to the source? Because you have to get them from the source.
Well, that may not be for our consumption. We are on here because investigation is discreet. It has to be done with the high degree of secrecy and confidentiality. We are doing that. Like I said in the program I did earlier today, I said very soon we're going to parade these big names, the big sponsors. We're going to parade them, traditional rulers, politicians. We're going to parade them to the press. Let the world know who are behind this dastardly killings in River State.
Okay.
So we are getting to the source, and from the source we terminate. And once we get to the source to terminate, that will be the end of court-related activities in River State.
Okay, but are you getting support from everywhere? Everybody in the states, organizations, companies, everybody.
Well, we want to embark on tour of all the AGAs in the state. We want to appeal for sponsorship. The government should come in.
Yes.
But the national corporate bodies should come in. Private individuals should come in, and stakeholders in security business should come in to assist the command for us to be able to talk to these boys who are in school, the tertiary level, the primary level, and even those who wouldn't go to school for reasons that are best known to them. We also need to reach out to them. Those of them that are in the villages. We need to talk to them, because if they don't have enough awareness, they may sheepishly and ignorantly go into criminality. So we need to reach out to the least of them all to be able to pervade the entire state.
Now, on a final note, like usually what we'll do on the program, when we're trying to wrap up the program now, you need to do counseling. You need to send a message to the people, the gang people already. Yes. You send a message to the government, to public, everybody that is involved. What's your own view? What's your counsel?
Our message: the Commissioner of Police in River State is a very vibrant young officer, prepared to bring peace in River State if he's supported by all. With his lieutenants, his subordinates, also prepared to queue behind him to find these criminal elements to a standstill. So our appeal is that members of the public should come forward. They should demystify the police. I am from a family. I didn't come from the moon. They know me. My people know me. So they should be able to see the police as their own by coming to share credible intelligence.
But sorry, sir. Let me cut you short here now. Something just dropped in my mind now. Yes. Is there any way now? Because if I have an intelligence report now, I want to give to you now. Am I protect, because these children, they are dangerous?
Before this time, we used to hear of such insinuations that when you give information, you will not be protected. No, it is not now with the present administration in the state. We are prepared to cover your identity. We prefer to treat every information given to us with utmost confidentiality.
Okay.
That is why we do not need to give this information to the rank and files and inspectors and rank and file.
Okay.
We try to work to up the senior officer. No senior officer can compromise his rank, because rank is in police. So you cannot afford to play with your rank. So if you go to the DPO, for instance, or the divisional crime officer, for instance, in a division, go and share this information with him. The DSO will process the information, pass it on to the DPO. If the DPO cannot, also he will invite other category or possibly bring the information to the notice of the to the notice of the command at the CP.
Okay.
We take action. So don't lose any fear about your identity being exposed. Nobody will expose your identity, provided you give us this information and go back to your house to rest. Don't give us information and begin to boast, or don't give us malicious information. Give us information that can lead to the busting of any crime or to the arrest of criminals. Don't come to give us information if you have a prolonged land dispute with your family member or your neighbor. You can't say like the court is no. Come and give us verifiable information that we can work on, that will bring about peace in the command.
Okay. Now you're talking about your council.
So we appeal to them to be able to support the police in whatever way they can, especially by sharing information, and we'll continue to appeal to parents, guardians to talk to their children. It doesn't pay to go into criminality. It doesn't pay to go into courtism. If you go to primary school, like the other time we were in Bonny, they mentioned a school where small children, about 12.
In primary school?
Primary school, get involved in court activities. So it's as sad as that. That is too bad. So please, parents should be able to increase your security consciousness. Talk to your children, monitor the activities of the children. Also, in your neighborhood, you know who is living with you, who is by your side, who is doing what business is he doing. This man, all the time is in the house. What business does he do? Give us information. Such persons can be a high-profile armed robber, but living in your neighborhood, he may not know.
Yeah.
He goes outside the state to operate at the case and comes back and stays with you. So please, let us increase our security consciousness. Nose around, open your eyes. When you see something, you say something.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on the show this morning. Viewers, it's been interesting. We've been talking to the State Police Public Relations Officer Nnamdi Onimine. If you're just joining us, don't forget that you can watch this episode on YouTube. So just like our page on Facebook, on Instagram or Twitter, and you will say The Mirror with Beauty Benjamin. Thank you for sponsorship and participation. You can dial or send an SMS or WhatsApp to the number scrolling on your screen. Thank you. Same time next week. I am Beauty Benjamin.